What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video tutorial on the Debt to Dollars channel. And today I want to talk about the Amazon seller fees. So we're going to be talking about a lot about numbers today. One thing when I first got started selling on Amazon, I was unaware of all the fees that were associated with selling on the platform. And then I was also unaware that there was an individual and a professional seller plan and really what the difference was. And so today I want to start out with the selling plan fees, as well as give you an idea of the difference between the two seller plans so you have a complete idea what's best for you. After that, we're going to move into estimating your sales margin with a calculator that's going to be on this page here. And then I'm going to finish it off with the referral fees, which is basically just a fee that Amazon charges each item that you sell just for using their platform. And then lastly, if you want to do the fulfillment by Amazon FBA, we'll go over the fulfillment fees, how much that costs for different products. So that's really the complete picture today, and we are going to jump in right now. So what we're looking at here, this is the Amazon selling plans page, and this is actually a really good web page and a really good resource to understand all the fees that are associated with selling as well as the selling plans. So as I mentioned, we'll start off with the selling plans and we'll scroll down here. And don't worry, I'll put this link in the description for everybody, but this is a really good resource again to kind of guide you through this conversation. So yes, there are two different selling plans, individual and professional. The main difference is how much you're going to be charged. So as an individual seller, you're typically a smaller seller, probably only selling one product, and you're just looking to enter the market and see if this is a platform that you see your business and yourself using. So for every item that you sell, every unit, you're going to pay 99 cents plus the additional selling fees, which we'll talk about later, and those are the referral fees and the FBA fees. So every time you sell one unit, you have to pay Amazon 99 cents of that. Now the professional plan, on the other hand, this charges a monthly fee, a flat rate of $39.99 each month. This is for a business that's pretty well established. They like to use the Amazon selling platform, and they are selling a lot of units each month. Now, the easiest way to differentiate the two and to figure out which one's best for you and your business is to think about how many units you're going to be selling each month. The easiest thing, as you can see right here, if you are selling fewer than 40 units each month, it's probably best in your best interest to go with the individual selling plan. Now, if you expect or you know that you're going to be selling more than 40 units, it makes sense to go with the professional seller plan, and that way it really caps you off at that $40 limit. The last thing you want to do is sell over 100 units with the individual selling plan, and then all of a sudden, you're paying $100 that month. Another thing the Amazon list here is that if you're still deciding what to sell, it's best just to start with the individual selling plan, especially if you aren't sure or it isn't guaranteed that you're going to sell your product on Amazon. Lastly, if you want to advertise, you do have to go with the professional selling plan. As the individual seller plan, you do not have access to Amazon's campaign manager to create advertisements for your products. So those are really the key differences. I won't go into a lot of detail on the professional seller plan. I do want to note that between the two plans, you do have access to Amazon's Fulfillment by Amazon FBA program, as you can see here. And for those of you who don't know, FBA is a program that Amazon offers that allows you to send your products to Amazon's warehouses. They handle all the customer service, the packaging, handling, and shipping that actual product to your customer. It's a very good program. You do have to pay about 15 to 25%, which we'll get into details there, per unit every time you sell it. But if you are really looking for passive income and for your business, this is definitely a great way to go. So as you can see here, these give all the features for each seller plan. Individual is really limited to, yes, you can add new products and sell on Amazon, and you can also use the FBA program. But everything else additional, you don't have access to that the professional seller plan will have access to. So the easiest thing to do is just think about how many units you're going to sell in that first month. If you're unsure, start out with the individual seller plan, see how it works, see how you like Amazon, and then eventually you can upgrade to the professional seller plan. And I also want to note that you can also downgrade. If you want to start with the professional seller plan and you find out that you aren't selling as many units as you expected, then you can downgrade to the individual seller plan. All right, the next thing we're going to do is we are going to estimate our sales margin. This is a pretty useful calculator that will really tell you how much margin you're going to have, how much of your profit margin per unit you're going to have for each sell. And then it's also going to tell you how much you're going to make with the individual seller plan and the professional seller plan, which is great if you're unsure. So let's run through a quick example here. I do have this web page up here for an Amazon listing. I don't have any association with this listing. It was just one that I found that we'll use for this tutorial. So for example, let's say that we want to sell these products and we're going to list them for the $34.99 sales price. So we'll come back here and we're going to do the listing price of $34.99. All right, there we go. And the next, you can start here. You can jump around as I'm doing here, but it's going to ask you the procurement cost per unit. So this is how much it costs for your manufacturer to create that product and to ship it to you. So for this example, we'll say that it costs $10.99 per unit to create the product, receive it from our manufacturer. Next, we need to add the product category. So what department of Amazon are we selling this in? I would assume it's going to be the electronic accessory, consumer electronics. And you can also find that out by going to the actual listing page if there is one. And if you scroll down to the product information, you can typically find the department that they're selling in. This is kind of odd because usually there's the actual department shown here for their best sellers rank, but it's just showing their sub-department. Anyways, it's not that big of a deal. It's really just used to calculate the fees. So the next thing we want to do is we want to estimate our sales per month. For this example, we'll do a couple different scenarios, but let's just say we're new and we only expect to sell 10 of these per month. And then we'll come up here. We can either do fulfillment by seller, where we handle the packaging and shipping for the products and getting them to our customers, or we can do the fulfillment by Amazon. Since a lot of my audience, my subscribers tend to go the FBA route, we're going to do that here. And what's really cool about this calculator is it's going to calculate the FBA fee for you, so you can understand better what your true margin is going to be, including that service into it. This is going to be 10 ounces or less, really small packaging. And after we do that, now we know what our profit margin per sale. So every time we sell one unit, we are going to make $14.79. This is with the professional plan. Now, if we want to see what it would cost with the individual selling plan, it will probably be more since we only sold 10 units per month. And yep, as you can see, so each unit that we sold that month, we'd make $17.80. Now that sounds great, right? But remember, we are only selling 10 units. So let's say that we were incorrect and we actually are seeing over 40 units sales per month. And so for this example, we'll say we had a great month and we sold 60. So we'll come back down here, we'll add the 60 in here. And now you can see that we are still making $17.80 with the individual seller plan, but when we go to the professional seller plan, we are actually going to make a little bit more because we are just paying that $40 per month flat fee. And so for each unit that we sell with the professional seller plan, we're making $18.12. So again, this link will be in the description. Check it out, and you can estimate your profit margin, which is really useful. And that way you can estimate what you are actually going to be making per unit, and you can understand better, should I go the individual seller plan route or should I go the professional? And you can also toy around with the FBA versus fulfillment by merchant, which is they have fulfillment by seller here. So check that out. It's really useful. All right, let's check this Amazon jargon out real quick. So they say referral fees. So that's the next section we're going to talk about here. Referral fees are basically just the selling plan fees to use Amazon's platform. And it also includes here the item price, the shipping costs, and any gift wrapping charges. So typically what Amazon will do, they'll take 15% is kind of the common number that I've seen across all my products that I sell. They'll take 15% of every unit sale that you make. So if you're selling something for $10 on Amazon, they are going to take $1.50 every time you make a sale. And it makes sense. I mean, you do have to pay them, right, to use their platform. And 15% honestly isn't a whole lot. And you should be able to factor that into your profit margin. So you can come to this fees table here, and it gives you all the referral fees based on the category. So there's some very unique categories in here, like 3D printed products has a 12% referral fee. And then there's also the referral fee minimum. So if you're selling something for $1 and you take 12% of that, you're looking at 12 cents of a referral fee. You're just automatically going to be charged the minimum, which is 30 cents here. So find the product category that you plan to sell in, and then you can get a complete idea of what you're going to have to pay. Now, I sell a lot of my stuff in the kitchen category. So as you can see here, again, as I mentioned earlier, I pay 15% for each sale that I make, and there's still the minimum of 30 cents. So find the category that you want to sell in and get a complete idea. But as I mentioned, 15% is typically the average there. All right, and lastly, here's the fulfillment by Amazon fees, your FBA fees. So if you select to do the FBA service, again, you ship your products to Amazon's warehouse, and then they sit there in storage until a customer purchases your product. At that point, you pay Amazon per unit to go out, grab your product from the warehouse, package it up, and ship it to the customer. And additionally, Amazon's also going to handle the customer service and any product returns. So all that is embedded into this one FBA fee. This table, there's a couple different tables here, but find the category that you're selling in. So this is for non-apparel. So books, electronics, anything that's non-apparel, you're going to be following this table here. And if you scroll down, and if you are selling something that is apparel, there's going to be a different way of calculating those fees. So for example here, we are selling electronic headphones. So go back up to the non-apparel section, and then we have to first figure out the size tier. So is it small, large, small, oversized? The easiest way is just to look at the max dimension column. Look at the box dimensions. So for this one, again, if you had the product with you, obviously measure that. Since we're using this as a scenario, we just have to look here. So the product dimensions of the packaging is really about 1 by 1 by 0.66 inches. So it's really, really small. So I would say it's probably this FBA small and light. It's within these dimensions. So then we have to figure out the shipping weight. For this row right here, we want to make sure that's under 10 ounces, or else we'll probably have to upgrade to the small standard. Go to the weight, 0.07 ounces. I'm just assuming that this is the complete package. So make sure to actually weigh that. You can get a scale to figure that out. So 0.07 ounces, it's definitely within this. So what we would be expecting is this $1.97 fulfillment fee per unit. Now that means every time that we sell a pair of these headphones, we're going to pay $1.97 to Amazon to go out, grab that product, package it up, and ship it to our customer. So honestly, it's not a whole lot when you look at the whole thing. The one thing that I would kind of stay away from is if you do have an oversized product that is a really large product, it's very, very heavy, you're going to be paying a lot. So look at something that is over 150 pounds. You're going to be paying about $76 and then around 80 cents per pound over 90 pounds. So you could see, this could easily be $100, $200 if you're trying to ship something extremely heavy. So make sure to come here, check these tables out, and understand this before you actually go out and purchase your product to sell, because you need to understand all the fees that are going to be associated with selling to make sure that it makes sense and you're able to make money off your products. All right, and the last thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the FBA storage fees. So that is not included in the actual FBA fulfillment fee. This is a different fee. It's pretty small, and it is a new thing that Amazon started doing in the past couple years. And so between the months of January and September, which is assumed to be the non-busy months, you are going to see a reduced storage fee. However, in the busy months towards the Christmas holiday and over Thanksgiving, you're going to see increased fees. So for every cubic foot, if you're within the standard size like we are, we're going to be charged 75 cents per cubic foot, and then $2.40 per cubic foot between October and December. And this is how much inventory you have existing at Amazon's fulfillment center. So if you send over 1,000 units, this number could easily start to creep up because 1,000 units, it's a lot of packaging that takes up a lot of space and a lot of cubic feet. The last thing I want to leave you guys with is just make sure to go throughout this whole page before you even make your first purchase to sell products. It's essential to understand these fees before you get selling, because if you don't and you overlook some of these fees, all of a sudden it's going to creep up on you, and then you're going to be confused and unsure why you're not making money off these products. The more that you know about your products and the more you know about these fees, the more successful you're going to be in the long run. So thank you guys for tuning in. I hope this was a complete tutorial. I didn't go over every row that is on this webpage. I think that'd be honestly a waste of time. So if there's anything I missed, leave a comment. I will make sure to answer that for you. If you want some one-to-one feedback for your existing listing, I can provide you. Go to our Patreon page and make sure you sign up for that. It's a really cool program that we offer our subscribers. So other than that, I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll catch you all later.